Topic: English Daily Conversation. English Daily Conversation contain key sentences from many different scenarios that are used in everyday life to help you improve your English. Saturday's chores. What will you do this weekend? What days? Saturday? Oh, I'm not free this Saturday. It's the day we do household chores. Really? That's fun. Not really fun. I feel tired this day because I have to do a lot of household chores. What do you do? Cleaning the floor, tidying the room, cleaning the windows, doing the laundry. Ugh, so many things to do. But you should do that because your mother does them on weekdays. Right. In my family, the weekend is the day off for my mom, especially Saturday. So do your dad and you share the chores? Yes, and my little brother as well. I'm sure your mom is very happy when you help her. Well, I can't cook, so I just do cleaning or some things like that. My father is responsible for cooking. That's great. Shopping for the day. What will you do this afternoon? I will go shopping to buy some dresses for the party next week. Oh, what party? Wedding party of my best friend. Oh, what kind of dress are you going to buy? Since the party has a pink dress code, I will buy a pink long dress. I'm imagining that dress. Oh, I don't know how I would wear pink. I've never worn pink before. Do you want me to come with you? I'm looking to buy a dress, but not for the occasion. Okay, it's great to have someone to advise me. I am very willing. So let's go to the mall. There's a lot of new arrivals. Cool. Blood types. Hey, what is your blood type? Blood type? Type O. Oh, that's great, me too. Really? What a coincidence. Right. How did you know that? Well, when I tested to donate blood. Have you donated your blood? Yes, I did once. Wow. As for me, I knew when I took a blood test at the hospital. Oh, I see. Do you know some interesting facts about type O of blood? What is that? Blood type O can be transfused to all other blood types. Really? Are you sure? Of course. I have read it in the biology book. So blood type O can also receive blood from other blood types? Is this right? No, only type O blood can be retransmitted to type O blood. How amazing it is! I haven't known that. Sightseeing in town. Is this the first time you come here, right? That's right. I'm so excited to discover this beautiful town. I'm willing to be your tour guide. So, where should we go first? The most famous lake here. Oh, I have heard and seen of it on television. Yeah, now you have a chance to visit it in reality. That's great! Moreover, there are some peaceful villages here. Do you like a peaceful atmosphere? Sure, I want to escape from the hustle of the city, so I come here to travel. Well, you suit here. Can't wait to enjoy that. So now, let's go to the lake first. I think you must be surprised because of its splendor. Oh! Snack time. It's time to have some snacks. Great! I'm so hungry in the lessons. Right? Me too. It seems like this lunch meal, I hadn't eaten enough. Hey, you always feel hungry this time. That's the reason why we have a snack time. We have to eat to recharge. Let's go to the canteen. Okay. What do you want? I want some fruit, like a banana or an apple. I don't like bananas, so I will choose snack packs and some milk. That's a great idea. Get me a fruit yogurt, okay? It seems to be very healthy, Linda. Yeah, I am on the diet. Although I love snacks, I can't eat them. I don't care much about diet. I just eat what I like. The telescope. Do you know the telescope? I know, but I haven't tried it. Same to me. I researched a lot about it and I wish I had a chance to use it. I don't know much about it. You know, it is suitable for those with a passion for astronomy. It's for observing planets, isn't it? That's right! It's like you're discovering the whole sky. Can we see the moon by it? Sure. Oh my god, really? Yes, I see astronomers all have telescopes. Will you buy it later? Yeah, it's my dream. Social media websites. Do you use social media websites? Sure, I think everyone uses at least one of them. Right? What kinds of social media websites do you use? A lot, because I spend most of my free time on social media. Really? Yeah, I use Instagram most, Facebook and Twitter as well. I don't like using Facebook much. I see, but it's quite convenient. Well, to be honest, every kind of social media helps me very much. How? For example, communicate with everyone all over the world. Hey, I see some people nowadays use social media websites to sell and buy things. That's true. You know, they are easy to access and exchange things. Right? I'm addicted to them. Using them appropriately is good. Don't worry much. An outdoor exhibit. Are you interested in exhibits? Of course, I'm really into it. Do you want to go to an outdoor exhibit with me? Really? An outdoor exhibit? I haven't gone to any outdoor exhibit before. Oh, so it's a great chance for you. Sure, but what's the theme of this exhibit? It is a pottery exhibition. Are you interested in pottery? Actually, I didn't know much about it before, but I will definitely go because I want to know more. That's a good decision. I'll come to pick you up tomorrow. Great! And where is that exhibition? In the courtyard of that city square. Don't worry, I know the city square. Sure, can't wait. Favorite boutique? Oh, Jenny, why are you here? I'm shopping for some clothes. You too? Yes, it's my favorite boutique. Oh, really? This is my first time coming here. I have bought clothes from the shop for 4 years. I was introduced here by a friend. The clothes here are really nice. That's right. I really like the material here. and the service of the staff, I'm very satisfied. Oh, there's nothing to complain about in terms of quality here. Clothing is also very trendy and affordable. I understand why you love shopping here. Right? I have a VIP card in this shop. That's fun. I will have it soon. The principal. Oh, is that the new principal? Yes. Does he look strict? Yeah, it seems to be like that. But have you heard his introduction? No, what happens? He is very excellent. He's a former student of his school and after 40 years, returned to work as the principal here. Oh, what a surprise! He said that he will be determined to help students have a good quality of study. That's really impressive. Principals are under a lot of pressure to improve the quality of education and manage the school well. That's right. That's why I admire them so much.
Economy. Dialogue 1. What's the source of your excellent mood?
There are many things that make me happy. For one thing, work is doing quite well.
Wow, congratulations. What is the reason behind this?
This quarter, our sales are amazingly taking off.
That makes sense that the economy as a whole is improving.
There's something I've observed. People are spending a lot at this moment.
I believe this is because the government has reduced interest rates.
Right. My father recently purchased a new home due to cheap interest rates.
Perhaps you should do the same at this moment.
Considering purchasing a new home? I can't afford that right now.
You certainly can. I believe you can buy a new apartment.
Perhaps you are correct. Yet, a solid economy may lead property values to climb, especially the rising house prices.
Believe me, it will increase, but not right now. You should quickly buy a new apartment.
Why, you're a real estate agent?
Oh no, but my husband is. Here's his business card.
I think he has to thank you for helping me with the sale.
If you tell him you know me, he could offer you a good bargain.
I'll contact him. Thanks.
Dialogue 2. Have you gotten any job offers yet?
I've applied to several companies already. SARS isn't as awful as it used to be, and the economy is beginning to improve. It's possible that there won't be a recession.
I hope not. I've already lost too much money.
Oh, you're wealthy. I'm sure you still have a lot of money in your Swiss bank accounts.
Dialogue 3. Exports are falling. GDP is falling, but imports are rising. What should we do?
Start an import business?
What are your thoughts? And what kind of products are you aiming for?
I was considering Japanese and American electronic devices. You know that Sony is the best-selling brand in various nations?
It's a good idea. Sony is a good product. Quality assurance. Okay, but we'll need to perform some market research to figure out who our target market is, who our rivals are, and who will handle distribution, and so on.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to do, but I've done it before. I'll make some market research.
Great! Market research is also extremely important, and I will do a survey.
First, look at wholesale prices. It makes no sense to begin market research if we cannot earn a profit after deducting all transportation costs.
That'll do. Is there anything else?
Attempt to obtain statistics on the people aged 25 to 40. I believe they will be viable market for us. Also, look at this age group's disposable income.
Okay, I got it. I'm getting excited already. Food. Dialogue 1. Oh, are you going to the supermarket? Right, I'm going right now. What's up? Could you choose a few items for me? Sure, what do you want to buy? I'm in need of some chicken breasts that have been sliced. Oh, what are you going to cook? I intend to make chicken Alfredo later this week. That's great. Is there anything else? Maybe we've run out of milk. That's right, we've run out of milk. Thanks for reminding me. As well as some dog food? Sure. Wait, I'll jot this down. Is that all? You should also buy some fruits and vegetables for breakfast. Which kind? Up to you. You can choose the fruit you like. Okay. I think I'll leave now. Thank you very much. Not a big deal. Dialogue 2. Look! There are frozen peas, frozen beans, and frozen carrots at the supermarket. So what? I normally buy frozen vegetables and store them in the freezer until needed. What about fresh vegetables? They don't sell fresh vegetables here? Yep, but in the summer. During the summer, farmers may set up vegetable stalls alongside the road or have a farmer's market in town. Don't you think fresh produce is better? Because the growing season in the northern United States is shorter, we must rely on frozen veggies throughout the winter. Oh, okay. Dialogue 3.
What shall we have for dinner?
Bitter melon. Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I gave it a go, but I'm not a big fan of it. If you like it, you may order it.
What about a sweet and sour combination? Do you enjoy sweet and sour flavors? Could we have sweet and sour fish or sweet and sour pork?
What about some sweet and sour beef?
Come on, we're in China. Here they don't eat sweet and sour beef.
It's sad. Why is that?
They exclusively serve Chinese cuisine, not Western cuisine. Plans and intentions. Dialogue 1.
Hey, Jake, what are you busy with? I'm working on a master social plan.
Wow, that sounds really macroscopic.
Yeah, I wish to contribute to a better society.
And how do you intend to do this?
By establishing equality for all. There is no such thing as private property.
Is everyone work?
Yes, for the benefit of everybody, not just individuals.
What if some individuals work harder and more efficient than others?
They will not be permitted to exert influence over others.
Do you mean it's just as nice to be lazy as it is to be hardworking?
Workers and peasants will rule society. They are not as lazy as industrial owners.
By moving a plow, a man may control a factory or an economy.
You can learn.
So, what was he doing before that driving a plow? What about the arts, culture, and higher education? What are peasants supposed to know about it?
A farmer can also draw pictures.
But I am sure that you will never hang it on your wall.
My plan will one day change the world.
Perhaps, but I wouldn't want to live in such a world. Dialogue 2. I plan to return to university in the fall for my master's degree.
What major are you planning to study? What plan do you have?
I'd like to change careers. I'd want to work in the advertising industry. I understand there isn't much money in that profession, but I believe it would be really innovative. You know, this job requires creativity. That's what I want.
Which university or institute will you attend?
To get my master's degree, I have to go to Texas. They are the only ones to offer this dual specialist and master's degree program.
Is it rather pricey?
No, I intend to do some internship work while I'm there. I'd want to gain some hands-on experience. They offer a public relations program in which I may participate.
You planned everything. What will you do if your plans are thwarted?
Then I punt.
Punt? What exactly is it?
It means I will try something new.
Dialogue 3.
When I grow up, become extremely beautiful, I will be pursued by Prince Charlie. He'll bring me into his castle, and we will be playing the greatest computer games and watching TV throughout the day, and I never have any schoolwork to complete. Keep dreaming, princess, because tomorrow you'll go to school early and finish all your schoolwork again when you return home. All my dreams are continuously being ruined by you.
Talents and abilities. Dialogue 1.
Do you fond of jazz music?
Actually, yeah. I used to play a bit when I was in college.
Really? I couldn't play an instrument. What instrument do you play?
I played the trumpet during college.
Wow, you are very talented. Now, then?
I haven't played the trumpet in a while. Maybe my skills are much worse than before.
I got it. I wish I could play an instrument.
Have you any talents?
Haha, I can roll my tongue.
This isn't a gift.
Seriously? I could draw.
Really? Can I see your drawings?
Come to my house, I'll show you. I drew a few landscape pictures.
Do you still draw pictures now?
Drawing? No, that doesn't help much and I don't have a lot of time.
Same story with my music, yet I miss it.
Me too.
Dialogue 2. That's fantastic work.
Really? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I love it. It's fantastic.
I'm not completed yet.
Do not modify it. It's already perfect. You could spoil it if you modify it. Just leave it alone.
Do you truly enjoy it so much?
Yeah, it's great. You have a lot of talent. You are a real painter.
I can tell you're pulling my leg now.
Pulling your leg? What does this imply?
It means you're joking.
No, I'm not kidding. Your painting is undeniably beautiful.
Dialogue 3.
Have you any special abilities? I wouldn't say I have any special capabilities. But when I was younger, I used to write a lot, and people were always surprised by my poems. Why don't you do it anymore? It was an obsession in the past for me. I'd rather live a regular life now. Sorry to hear that, but do you think you could have achieved fame if you had persisted? I think possibly. My friend Barry is an example. He and I used to fantasize about taking over the literary world. He persisted, and ultimately he was successful, very famous in the literary world. I don't believe he was any more gifted than I was. Why did you quit up when he was successful? I prefer to eat than write. Making appointments. Dialogue 1.
Can we change the time from today to tomorrow at 10 o'clock?
Sure, no problem.
Are you sure you can make it? If you can't make it, just tell me and we can make another date.
No, don't change it. 10 is perfect for me.
Okay, see you then.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Dialogue 2.
I thought we had a meeting at 10 a.m. Why didn't you show up? I was told to let me know if the time wasn't right for you.
Why are you upset with me? Look at the clock. It's not time, it's only 9 o'clock now.
Our appointment was scheduled for 10 a.m., not 10 p.m.
Why don't you tell me the appointment in the morning or in the evening? so I assumed you meant 10 p.m. You're insane! People do not schedule appointments for 10 p.m. Yes, I do. That's all. You're incredibly narrow-minded. Dialogue 3. I have a meeting with Mr. Harris at 3 o'clock.
For what?
To discuss a new business venture project.
Is that Mr. David Harris or Mr. Robert Harris?
I'm not certain. He just addressed himself as Mr. Harris.
Well, it's most likely David. I'll inquire. No, it isn't him, so it's got to be Robert. He is in room 306 on the 3rd level. You may now get up there.
Thank you very much. Feelings and emotions. Dialogue 1.
What's the problem? What? I never said anything was wrong. You seem to be agitated. Really? I have a lot of thoughts going through my head right now. Is everything okay? Yeah, there aren't any major issues. It's just a small problem. Tell me, what is it? Well, I'm a little worried about work because I recently applied for a transfer to another office. That is enough to make anyone scared. When will you learn the outcome? About 3 or 4 days. Relax, you seem exhausted. That's because the job is really hard and I also have to study for a class at night. Wow, you're undoubtedly feeling a lot of pressure. Yes, I think so. I'm going to take a vacation shortly. Good idea. You should take a break after a period of hard work.
Dialogue 2. I'm feeling very sad because I couldn't make it to Wade's wedding. He will sympathize with you. He knows that you are unable to return from China at that time. About Wade's wife. I don't like her very much. I understand that. It may take time for you to get along with Kate, your new sister-in-law. I'm not going to speak with her. She's arrogant and rude. Anyway, she's your sister-in-law. If you do like that, you'll make Wade awkward. I know. When are you going to be able to return home? On or around July 11th. I'm homesick for home and miss everyone. It won't be long. Clothing. Dialogue 1. What can I do for you? Yes, please. I want to find a jacket. What kind of jacket are you looking for? This black wool coat appeals to me. Here it is. I'll get it for you to see. Yes, however, I loved a navy blue hue more. Show me the one over there. What about this? Do you want to try it on? I feel this shoulder is a bit tight for me. So let me get you a bigger size. Okay, except for the arms, this fits well. The sleeves of this jacket are a bit long. I see. We can fix it to make it fit for you. Is it possible to cut a jacket here? Yeah, our tailor will fix it for you. I will take your measurements now. Our tailor will arrive at work in the afternoon today. What time is it? At 2 p.m. I'll return at that time to ensure he obtains the correct measurements. Okay. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, not just now. Maybe when I return. Okay. Thank you for visiting. Have a wonderful day. You as well. Goodbye. Dialogue 2. I want to have a traditional Chinese dress like this design. Can you do it?
Do you mean a qipao?
Right. I want it to look like this design. I like a black background with red dragons.
Looks good. This is a very traditional design.
What is its price?
Depending on the fabric you choose. Silk is more expensive, but it has more appealing appearance. Of course, polyester is less expensive.
How many meters of fabric do I need for this dress?
This also depends on your height, the length of the sleeves, and the neckline.
I want the sleeve length to be 3/4 with slits along the sides.
I got it. It will probably take about 2 meters, and you also need to buy a lining for it.
What about those beautiful tiny fasteners on the dress?
Oh, in China, those are referred to as buttons.
They are known as frogs in the United States. Dialogue 3. I really want to buy you the plaid skirt. No, this design will make me appear overly chubby. No way! Why you think that? You're thin as a rail. You'd blow away in the breeze if you were thinner. In fact, I believe a dark hue would be preferable. It is the basic color, and also easy to coordinate with other colors. The whole wardrobe is dark. It looks boring. I think you should lighten up.
Okay, perhaps you're correct. I could wear a lighter hue, but not that plaid. It appears to be overly childish.
It's the new trend in autumn. Do you not read any fashion magazines?
Oh, so do you often read fashion magazines?
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how they match the new season's colors and keep up to date with new trends.
Are you certain that is all you do? Maybe you enjoy looking at fashion models.
Household objects and tools. Dialogue 1.
Hey, Chris, what exactly are you looking for? I'm looking for remote control. I don't see it anywhere. TV remote? No, I'm referring to the DVD player. Is it absolutely necessary? Yeah, if I need to pause the movie or change to a different scene. Have you looked for it everywhere? Is it trapped in the couch? I looked for it there. How long has it been since you last saw it? I was watching the news this morning. I was using it to switch channels. So where could it be? I also wonder where it is. Oh, here. In the midst of a heap of newspapers. Oh, well, I'm curious how it got there. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for finding it. What would you do if you didn't have me?
Dialogue 2. Fortunately, my roommate moved to another apartment.
Why did you say that?
She was always utilizing my items without my permission. She arbitrarily used my ruler, paper, stapler, tape, and other supplies.
Did you remind her?
No, I have not. You know, it might be tough to mention these topics with friends or roommates at times.
You should have probably stated the ground rules first. You wouldn't have been so irritated if she hadn't utilized your belongings.
Yes, I will notify my roommate not to use my belongings without my consent the next time. Or, even better, I won't have a roommate. That would save a lot of time and effort.
Live and learn, as they say.
Maybe you're right.
Politics. Dialogue 1. Who are you going to vote for?
That is a secret. I don't think I need to tell you.
Really? But I can tell you I voted for Hollins.
Hollins? Why? He's such an idiot.
Oh, so you must have voted for Roberts.
Sure, I did. He has very serious plans for actual transformation.
And how do you suppose he'll perform all that he's told?
There's a budget surplus. The government has extra money.
It's not enough for all his schemes. He intends to boost taxes.
I'm willing to spend a bit more if it means a better quality of life for all of us.
Pay more taxes? I don't want to.
Why? Although Holland stated that he would not raise taxes, this does not make him a good president.
As a result, he is a low-cost president. He'd let me spend my money as I wanted instead of paying more taxes.
Why don't you agree to pile more taxes?
Obviously not. They didn't earn it. I did, so I want to spend on what I want.
What about those less fortunate than us?
Are you going to take care of them?
I suppose so, if individuals like you aren't willing to do it.
Do you believe you have all the answers?
At the very least, I'm considering the questions.
Dialogue 2. I'm sure you're relieved your time on the city council is done. Yeah, it's really a lot of pressure, and sometimes it was a headache. Why do you say that? You can satisfy some of the people all the time, and all of the people some of the time. Abraham Lincoln observed, but you can't satisfy all the people all the time. That quote, I believe, is incorrect. I believe it was fool the people rather than pleasing the people. You know, there was no way you could please everyone all the time. That's quite typical. Someone will always object to something, no matter what you say or do. I'm not sure why people like politics so much. It always makes them stressed. It's worth getting into politics. And I was just elected to the city council. Consider working in state or federal government. Well, I must say that I appreciate your behavior. If only more people were like you, it would be worthwhile. Media. Dialogue 1.
What are you now reading?
Oh, I see there's a topic in the paper. I'm not sure whether I agree with the author.
What is the article about?
I believe his political viewpoints are skewed.
Everyone has their own opinion.
I think the journalist should not put his personal opinion in the article, except for an editorial story.
Oh my, each newspaper has its own style. Some papers are liberal, while others are conservative.
I know, but this author appears to be prejudiced toward the president.
And you don't agree?
Honestly, his point is very convincing.
Simply consider what he says. Will you remember it?
I'm still trying to do that.
It is beneficial to read stuff with which you disagree. It helps to keep your mind sharp.
Yeah, this newspaper makes me unable to refute, because my theoretical point is too sketchy.
See, that is true for everyone, and it is wonderful to recognize that.
Just wait till I read another tale in favor of the president.
Dialogue 2.
I don't believe the station does a good job of covering the news. I don't agree. Being a news director must be a demanding job.
So what is its difficulty?
They must pick which news is the most significant or what to start with. This is what draws viewers in.
That shouldn't be that difficult. It is just what is happening around the globe.
No, not always. Perhaps they want to start with a less important story that hasn't yet been reported. Then they must select whether to do a live interview, a short video, or a long video.
It shouldn't be an issue because there is so much news.
However, everything must be timed to the second. The newscasters must practice pronouncing the names of overseas cities and leaders. Furthermore, they cannot be a second too short or a second too long.
How did you know all this?
I have a master's degree in journalism and have taken some broadcasting classes. I also did a radio program or a public service announcement.
You have a lot of talent.
No, not at all. Oh, and did I mention that I also did community news for a radio station?
Dialogue 3.
Which newspaper do you like to read?
The Star Tribune is my go-to source for breaking news.
However, for local events, I like the Post-Review. What about the Cambridge?
Oh, their news is not about what I'm interested in.
I enjoy the editorials in the Star Tribune, particularly those by the guest editor Realism. I'm thinking of sending an editorial to them.
Really? What subject will it be about?
My thoughts on zoning rules and restrictions. I believe the city is not doing enough to curb urban sprawl.
I concur. That's a terrific idea for a topic. On that point, I believe everyone would agree with you.
Have you forgotten about the developers of real estate? If I fired some bullets at them, they'd be as enraged as hornets.
However, it is ultimately up to the City Council to enact zoning rules and boundaries.
All right, I'll do it then.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment on my video. Please, subscribe to Learn English with Jessica channel to watch more helpful videos. Goodbye.